you still have time to get today's Delmarva Life Daily Deal. Today's deal, 2-for-1 admission plus skate rental or 50% off a silver birthday party package at the Center Ice Rink in Harrington. Don't forget, you can get the daily deal on delmarvalife.com or download the free Delmarva Life Daily Deal app for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Now you can get our great deals right in the palm of your hand. Well, we all hear it's so important to keep on top of your credit, but have you ever taken a look at your credit report and wondered, what does all this mean?
What does all this mean? Maybe you're just trying to improve your credit score. Free help is available to you. All you have to do is know where to turn. Greg Wilson is with the Delaware Community Reinvestment Action Council Incorporated. Greg, appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so Greg, you step in and you're like an advocate for the consumer.
Exactly.
Right?
We are the Delaware Community Reinvestment Action Council. We've been in Delaware for 25 years, and we're fair lending advocates. We work on legislation in Washington and in Dover. We just passed some legislation to reform payday lending reform, but we also do credit counseling, tax counseling, and housing counseling, all for free.
Oh, wonderful service, because I know when you look at credit reports, we're going to talk about that,
Exactly.
and credit scores, it's really confusing.
Particularly in this economic time. The credit score basically is like if you go to the doctor, he checks your blood pressure, he checks your temperature, right? When you go to a job interview, often the employer will look at your credit score. It's almost like a metric of how you live your life. So it's very important for people to check their credit report. They're allowed to do it for free. And the 3 different credit bureaus will allow you to pick it up once a year. And it's just like tending to your garden or mowing your grass or trimming your shrubs. You got to really take care of your credit score. It's very important.
Okay, so run us through the numbers. What do the numbers mean? What's good, what's bad?
All right, so if you get into the 700s, like 723, you're golden. You're the golden child. You'll be able to get a mortgage at a decent rate, which over 30 years at a fixed rate is going to save you maybe like $65,000 if you had gone at like a credit score of like 630.
Right.
If you're like 100 points lower, that's going to cost you probably $100 a month over 30 years. That's money you can send for your children's college. That's money you can spend on a vacation home, or just spending it on things that you really want to spend your money on instead of just sending it to the bank.
What can we consider a really, really bad score?
540, 580. If you're in the 500s, you really got to do your best that you can to improve your credit score. And there's different things that you can do. So lowering your credit card bill is probably the biggest thing a lot of people can do. So your credit score has a direct impact on your ability to use your money how you see fit, instead of just sending it to the banks.
So a higher score, higher number, better score, better loan, better maybe no interest rate.
And also in this job market, not only for getting a good mortgage for your house, but when you go for a job interview, a lot of employers today are looking at your credit score as to how prudent you are and how responsible you are. So if you have a tough credit score now due to the economic downturn, but you've worked on it and improved upon it, you can go to that job interview knowing that you're doing the best that you can to get that job. Not only with academic credentials, but you're taking care of your financial house in order, keeping your financial house in order.
Now, you mentioned everyone is entitled to a free credit report. How do they get it?
Annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com is your friend. Not those guys that play the guitars with the little funky glasses. Freecreditreport.com, that's not free. Don't go there. They're going to charge you money. It's kind of like a bait and switch. Annualcreditreport.com is where you can go to get your free credit report. And it's really important that people do this. It's like getting a checkup, right? You'll see your spending history, all there in fine print.
So what if I see something I don't recognize?
It's extremely important. That's a great point. If you see something that you don't recognize, that means that the credit bureaus are making mistakes. And they can often have you look like a ne'er-do-well or someone that isn't paying their debts back. And that can hurt your credit score. So what you need to do is highlight that, write up a letter to the credit bureaus, let them know that this is incorrect and they have to change it. That's the law.
Now, I've heard that if you have a lot of different agencies or whatever businesses checking your credit report, that can actually bode not so well for you.
Well, there's if you go for a mortgage, right? It makes sense for them to check your credit. If you're going to the bank to get a mortgage. If you shop around for a bunch of different credit cards, that's where it'll reflect poorly on your credit score. It looks like you're just trying to get $3,000 here, $5,000 there. But if you're going for a mortgage, or if you're going for a car loan, right? People are going to be checking your credit report then. That's fine.
Okay.
Now, you've got something coming up on Monday that kind of encompasses all this and helps us understand better, right?
Absolutely. We're a nonprofit. We have offices in Georgetown Professional Park right across from the Walmart off of 113 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Monday. We're having Credit Report Marathon. I know it's a big deal. Everybody gets excited about it. I am too. But the deal is this. We'll have food, we'll have music, but the goal is to demystify your credit report and afford you the opportunity to check to see if there are mistakes. We'll give you the steps that you need to take to fix them and improve your credit score so you can get a job and get a good loan for your mortgage or your new car.
How about that?
That's a lot of good
That is a lot.
information. And if you would like to learn more about how you can check your credit report or about this credit report marathon, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab.
Thank you, Greg, for showing up with us. Up next on Delmarva Life, a healthy heart could mean the difference between life and death, but would you know if you were even having a heart attack? Did you know that most women don't?
We'll help you recognize the signs. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva.